The Emmys were this past weekend, California in the spotlight. And a lot of people there asking the question, is Hollywood dead? So many of the TV shows and movies, the productions have moved out of Hollywood. Economy is not in good shape, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry. So many people out of work. So many people like living in their cars, I found. I talked to regular people for this episode, which you're going to hear from. I also talked to Mel Gibson. I wanted to get sort of the full spectrum of what's going on in California when it comes to the movie industry and the economy. I'm getting into all of it in this edition of Brian Ensign Investigates. Hey guys, thanks again for checking out my podcast. This is a story that I've been looking into for a while. The big question of, is Hollywood dead? There are so many TV shows and movies that are not made in Los Angeles anymore. And everybody just thinks of Hollywood as being the entertainment capital of the world. But behind the scenes, that has slowly been changing over time. COVID took a big hit on the industry there. The fires, of course, that we all saw happen there, but also the economic policies. The tax incentives are better in some ways in places like Georgia and Texas now to make movies and TV shows. So a lot of productions have moved from California to those other states. I was on a movie lot as part of this story that I've been looking into. I got access to this one production lot, and I'm not going to say the name of it, but it was sort of shocking walking around. And that's what some of the workers told me. They're like, come here, walk around, you'll see the deal for your own eyes. And it was just empty. They said that there used to be people walking all over the place here, different workers for all the different parts. People who do the try cleaning and the people who do the catering, and just movement all over the place. And walking around there when I was in LA, it was just empty. Inside the studios, it was empty. I mean, this used to be a bustling soundstage, and this is what it looks like now. And I'm told that this is what many of the studios across Los Angeles look like now. California Governor Gavin Newsom did sign a new film and TV tax credit, but many industry insiders say it's yet to make a big difference, again, especially because of California's cost of living, because of the fires, because of what COVID did. It's just sort of like a perfect storm. There's even people that are sleeping in their cars that had really, really good jobs in Los Angeles. And I'm going to talk to a couple in a minute in this pod. You'll see later in the episode who had great jobs in the entertainment industry and are literally out of work now and on the verge of literal financial collapse. But first, I want to share with you an interview that I did with Mel Gibson about what he thinks. I mean, he's obviously lived in LA his whole life. He's shooting a movie right now in Italy. And I talked to him about what he thinks is going on, the way that the industry is changing. I was just walking around one of the studio lots out here,
Yeah.
right outside the car here, and it's just dead. I mean, there's no one there. Everything is
hmm
empty. There's not even anyone really walking around. What do you think is going on here?
Yeah. Well, it was like that when I left to come over to Italy to work on film, and it was already like an episode of the Twilight Zone. You know, places were deserted, and for more than one reason. What's going on there? Well, the industry is dying there. You're seeing some kind of atrophy, and from which it may or may not recover. And I think there are many causes for that. You know, um, mainly, I'll give you an example. I wanted to shoot for a day in Los Angeles to do a reshoot on a film that I'd done, which I had to shoot in Vegas because that was more cost effective. And the tax incentives there weren't even that great. I would think like 15% or something, but it was still easier and more cost effective to shoot in Nevada. But I had to do a reshoot on there, and I thought, well, it's only a day shoot. I'll pick it up here in Los Angeles, and it was cheaper, more cost effective to fly the entire American crew, buy them air tickets, fly them to Bulgaria, house them, feed them for 3 days, and do the shooting there for 3 days rather than to just shoot for one day locally in Los Angeles where they all lived. It was more cost effective to take them all over there, have jet lag, spend for 3 days, and pick it up that way. So, I mean, that's pretty common, I think, and that's sort of, in a nutshell, tells you the story of the whole industry. There, it's that it's being outsourced to other places where it's cheaper to shoot, more cost effective, better tax incentives, like Atlanta or New York or Bulgaria, or even I'm over here in Italy at the moment. You know, they have better incentives, and the food is better, and it costs about a third as much as it does in California. See, the cost of living skyrocketed as well. Everything's very expensive, and even just the people that work, all the people that work on film are finding it hard to make a living there and pay their way with the cost of living the way it is. It's just gone to hell altogether. I blame it on the leadership of the state of California. There's other things that came into play. I mean, there was a big strike that slowed everybody down, and then on the heels of that, you had COVID, which was a real joy, and then you had the fires, the wildfires, and I think that was totally mismanaged by our leaders in California, and I think that um, this confluence of things just eroded the industry there to the point that production's down everywhere. And it's like, but people have, if you want to make a living, if you want to feed yourself and your family, or, whatever it is you have to do, you have to go elsewhere to find the work. So, the people with the expertise, and I don't mean just, directors, producers, and all that sort of stuff. I mean it right across the board, right down to the guy that makes the coffee for I mean, they have to go other places, and they have done, and they've taken their expertise with them. And the states where they've gone have benefited by their knowledge and their talents. And we've gone wanting where we are. Now, I know Newsom has come up with some kind of tax incentives, but has anybody seen any of that yet? Did we see any water in the reservoir? Did we see him use the money he was given to clean up, manage the forestry and stuff like that? You know, did we see, why did they defund the fire department? There's it's just it's a real mess. And a lot of the people who once kept that industry alive and thriving have left for greener pastures, and you can't blame them. And I just think the industry is dying there. And it used to be the Mecca when I went there. Gosh, years ago, I was working there. The place was just booming through the 80s, 90s, even after the turn of the millennium, it was still cooking. But sadly, it's all gone to hell in a handbasket. And I blame our leaders.
I can't believe that it's cheaper for you for a 1 day shoot to fly your crew all the way around the world to Bulgaria.
Yeah, for 3 days and
Live in
take care of all
LA.
the, yeah, 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 prohibitively expensive. A lot of red tape, a lot of hoops to jump through. And even if you brought in incentives, it would still be expensive, more expensive. I mean, just the cost of an apple is 3 times as much as it is in Rome. It's just, that's just the way it is. Everything's going against it.
I mean, you know all of these people, like you mentioned, the people who get the coffee, the people who work on the
Yep.
lots, the people who drive the cars. I mean, is it upsetting to you on a personal level to see this happening?
Yes, it is, because these are people that you befriend. And look, everyone is important in that industry. I mean, the person that puffs your makeup up, and the guy that puts the lights up, and the grip, and the dolly grips and all that stuff, camera guys. I mean, you know, the director is merely a traffic cop, and he adjudicates and judges, what parts of people's talents he wants to use. And those people are, they're not being served at all. It's untenable, I think, to live with the cost of living the way it is in California at the moment, and with an industry that's like just, you know, the governor did not ever level the playing field. So the other states like Atlanta and all these other, Texas, everybody, they're taking the work. So, and that's okay. I'm happy for them because now they're figuring out how to do it well. And the industries are sort of booming over there.
I was out there with you at your house, sad site there that burned down during the fires.
Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, will you come back to LA? Will this be your home forever, or are you just done with it?
I'm not done with it. I mean, look, my heart is there. I think it's a beautiful state. Unfortunately, it's just been mismanaged in the worst possible way by our present administration. And, something needs to be done about it. I know that Newsom bought some kind of tax incentives in, but if they were that good, people wouldn't be leaving, would they now? Or I don't even know if they've kicked in. It's like watching, paint dry. So it takes so long for anything to filter through there. And there was no sense of urgency in regard to the industry, which I think there should be. I mean, it used to be the mecca of filmdom and television, but it's not anymore. And I doubt that they'll recover, or if they do, it's going to take a long time.
How's your shoot going in Italy?
Great. I'm in pre-production and preparing well, and cameras will start rolling soon. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, there was so much excitement about the first movie. I think people are going to be very, very excited.
Yeah, well, it's been a long time coming. Uh, took me 8 years to write it with my brother and Randall, and it's coming. I think it'll be surprising. It surprised the hell out of me, so that's good. Anyway, but it's going well, and the reason I'm here is because creatively, this is the best place to do it. This is the old world, and you actually have real backdrops, and there's people here who worked on the last one. I mean, maestros. So the crews and the artistry here is it's phenomenal. So, but it always has been. I mean, you're talking the Roman Empire here, so it's pretty cool. Um, I love it. But hey, the reason I'm not in California, I could make a living there, but I couldn't. You see, you can't really get anything up and running there. It's very difficult. It's cost prohibitive. It's a lot of hoops to jump through, and it's not like it used to be.
Yeah, just growing up, you'd always hear Hollywood. I don't know. That's where the movie stars are. That's where the movies are made. It's
Yeah,
weird being here now and seeing it like this.
yeah, it is weird. Yeah, like I say, it's like Night of the Living Dead there now. But it is in many respects, not just the film industry. Everything's suffering. Every industry's suffering. I think that Newsom and Bass and people who are holding the reins there have done a very successful job at sort of rotting the entire fabric of society there. I mean, it's not just the film industry. Look at the lawlessness. Look at every industry, you know, and how ill-equipped we were to deal with emergencies, and
Hmm.
you know, they're letting the side down. Maybe if you get some decent leadership in there, it might pick up. Somebody would actually do something to help the state of California and not injure it, because you couldn't do it better if you tried. Which leads me to believe that they're probably trying to do it. For what purpose? I don't know. For their own gain? I don't know. Is it a scam? I don't know. But it certainly looks like it's purposeful.
If you see something, say something.